Oh yeah. Let's set the mood. Y'all, we're doing the damn thing. I've been dying to do this for years now. I don't know why. I just put it off for so long. I made excuses for myself of, oh, I don't have the time for it. I'm too busy. I don't have the right equipment. I don't have the right gear. I don't have the right space for it. And I think 2025 was just the year where I just said, F it, we're gonna do it. And we're gonna try and we're gonna fail. And that's okay. We're gonna figure it out, but we're gonna have fun through the whole process. Some of you guys have seen this video that I had already posted on Instagram, kind of talking about my 2024 year and how crazy of a season that was, and how much of a blessing it was to be able to walk alongside so many amazing couples in one of the most intimate, special, beautiful moments in their life, and how they trusted me to, one, not just capture it, but two, to be alongside them and celebrate with them and hype them up. And it was an honor to be a part of so many of those weddings. But after clocking in 56 weddings, yes, 56 weddings in 1 year, there's only 52 weeks in a year. It got to a point where I had just lost sight of my why. In that process, I got burnt out. I thought I had just gotten burnt out because of the amount of weddings that I did. I'm sure that played a huge role in it. But I think the bigger reason of what really caused a lot of the burnout for me was less of the fact that I had done 56 weddings and more the fact that I was no longer operating under my why, but rather just kind of leaning into the vehicle of what I was doing. The vehicle, that's your career, your role, whatever the external job that you do. But your engine, your why, is kind of what drives you no matter what vehicle you're in. For me, the why has always been relationships. The why has always been to walk alongside others. The why has always been this deep-rooted authenticity of being vulnerable with one another and journeying alongside them. What that's looked like was being a college pastor for a couple of years in the past. Now I'm stepping into weddings where I'm walking alongside couples, journeying with them through the engagement process, where so many of them are planning a wedding, planning their honeymoon, planning what life looks like after the wedding. Some of them are in full-time jobs, some of them are students, some of them just bought a house. It's a crazy transition in life. And so there's a lot that's going on. I've realized, like, I want to walk with people in that season, to be a source of encouragement, to be a source of hope, to be a source of peace when everything else seems chaotic and all over the place. And that's always been the engine. That's been my why. The vehicle, again, can change no matter what that looks like, in what season, what job. You can have that kind of why in corporate America. You can have that kind of why in ministry. You can have that kind of why as a husband, as a wife, as a mom. That vehicle can change. And right now, in the season of my life, I've been so thankful to have the vehicle of photography, where there's also this level of creativity that I get to lean into. But in 2024, doing 56 weddings, at some point, you're no longer doing it for the relationships when you can't even take care of yourself. I remember the month of May, I had done 13 weddings. That meant I was doing Thursday weddings, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I shut down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and repeat again. And some of those were even across state lines. After one wedding ended, I would be driving and then made it just in time to the next wedding with barely any sleep, if any. I learned how to say no and set boundaries. And I remember closing out the year, my last wedding was in November of 2024, which that meant I had all of December and majority of January to just take a break, to spend time with family, honestly, just not even pick up my camera once. I got to kind of dig back into myself and really process emotions that I had for the entirety of 2024 that I was never able to actually process. It was exciting because it felt like, wow, I've been needing to do this, but it was also daunting of realizing, like, shit, there's a ton in here that I haven't processed. There's a lot of emotions that are welling up out of nowhere that it felt like I hit like a quarter life crisis. I know I'm still young, but there were so many things that were coming up that I wasn't processing because I was just so busy. And so during that 2-month hiatus of just spending time with family, we had family come up to Charleston and hang out with us, especially for us where, 2024, we were in Portugal, we were in Greece, we were in St. Thomas and Virgin Islands, all these different places. it was nice to just, let's stay at home. Let's have the family come to us. Our families were so gracious. But during that time where we got to just spend time with family, kind of take life slower and be okay with the boredom. There's something beautiful about being bored and allowing yourself to be bored. I think some of the most creative spaces kind of come from that. During that time, I started realizing that I love getting to communicate healing, and that's kind of the whole reason why I'm even doing this in the first place. Was I wanted to create a space where we can just journey and walk alongside together. I might share stories of cool people that really inspire me and the journeys that they've had to gone through, and just share that with you guys and see maybe what kind of healing that kind of brings within inside of this community. And so as I stepped into 2025, one of the big things that I told myself was, one, I want to step back into my why. Part of that was I need to take a lot less weddings. So I actually capped myself to half as many weddings. But one of the things that really leaned me into stepping in my why was starting the raw perspective. And the whole premise of this program is intentionally walking one-on-one with someone, journeying them into waking up into their passion. This could be a new creative entrepreneur that's wanting to step into the creative world. Maybe they're leaving their 9-to-5 job and they want to lean into something that feels risky and scary and different. Or maybe it's just someone who is exhausted and is burned out from just life, feeling like we're coasting through life. And there's a quote that I heard one time where so many of us are just coasting through life waiting for death. Waiting for death? We have this one life that we get to live. Why not live it to the fullest that we can? And what does it look like for me to kind of step alongside others, journey with them, gain some wisdom from others around me, and spill it out to you guys? And how do we wake you up into the passion of what's actually inside of you that's wanting to come spill out and overflow into the rest of the world? When we actually lean into the gifts that we have inside of us and not just hold it in, we're actually overflowing it into the communities around us, and it's inspiring people around us and healing people around us and giving wisdom to people around us. That's one thing I'm really excited for. The next thing is this, just getting to share and talk and externalize my thoughts. I am such an external processor, and sometimes just even talking like this externally allows me to process things that maybe I haven't processed yet. And so I'm super excited to see where this goes. I'm excited just to see the journey that we get to take together. I have no idea what this channel is going to be about. I think there's going to be a lot of it that is going to be a lot of me exercising my sense of play, whether that's talking through my gear, talking about weddings, talking about photography, but there might also be moments where I'm not doing any of that at all, and maybe I'm talking a lot more about my internal journey of what I'm going through and things that I'm having to navigate as a husband, as a man, as a small business owner, and it's more at a heart level and a little bit more vulnerable. It might even be interviews. I would love to get wisdom from so many other creatives around me and so many other people around me. And so I have no idea where this channel is going to go. All I know is I want to put this out there, and I just want to say yes to the calling. I don't want to fear back. I've been doing that for so many years now. I've told myself I've been wanting to do this. I was always just making excuses. I don't know what to talk about. I don't have the gear for it. I don't have the time for it. I don't have the space or the room for it. And I think it's time to allow myself to play again. Allow myself to take risks. Allow myself to figure it out. And at the end of the day, if this thing fails, then it fails. But I enjoyed it, and I'm going to have fun with it throughout the whole process. And so for those of you that are listening to this and are already like, I have no idea what this guy's talking about, but I'm in. I'm excited to see what the next video is going to be. Me too. Me freaking too. I'm right there with you. We'll see what this 2025 has to offer, but as of right now, let's keep rolling. Love y'all. Mean it. Peace.